Now, I'd like to ask you, if I tell you to go jump in a lake, what does that mean to you?
I would say that, let me think here. I would say that probably means like you want me to just go away. Kind of in a rude way.
That's not rude at all. I mean, like...
No, not in like a malicious way. I mean, like as a joke, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm saying, though, if you meant it, like, seriously, it would just mean, like, piss off.
Because, like, you know, like, I've used this before. Like, you'll be like, oh, I love this triple IPA or whatever. I'll be like, go jump in a lake.
Yeah.
It just means, like, get out of here.
Take a hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same as saying take a hike.
Yes.
It really is the same.
Same thing.
Okay, well, not according to Twitter.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Okay, guys. There is a very dedicated group of people that want to shut me up and want to shut you up too. And they're, of course, the Chinese ultra-nationalists, but of course also the shills that work for the Chinese government, especially people like this dude.
The coronavirus is 100% under control here right now.
It's a very timely piece. But I made a tweet where I said, these stock bros need to go jump in a lake. And I was replying to a tweet that was talking about how people are jumping at investing in China again, just because China said, oh, we've released, this, whatever it was. We relieved auditing on this or something.
Sure.
So it's just like, come on, this is my stance. I just said it earlier. I can't stand these stock bros that prop up the Chinese government every time, just dump billions of dollars into the Chinese government just because they're greedy. So I said, these stock bros need to go jump in a lake. Now, because people are reporting each and every one of my tweets as abusive or whatever, they choose everything. And there's a dedicated team that do this. Twitter said that I violated their rules against promoting or encouraging suicide or self-harm.
To say jump in a lake,
yeah,
take a hike.
Because I said, these stock bros need to go jump in a lake. So because I said that, I'm promoting self-harm and suicide. I don't know. When I think of the saying "go jump in a lake," I don't think of it as in like go drown yourself. I think of it like, hey, go cool off. Go cool off. Go jump in that lake. You need to just cool off. It's a hot day.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. But no. So you see, once again, my Twitter account was suspended for like 11 hours or something for doing that. But they try everything they can to try and censor you and me. And they flag the shit out of everything we put out there. Our YouTube videos, our tweets, everything. And it's just, once again, shows you how ridiculous this whole situation is that we have to deal with. Because we do not have a dedicated team of people on our side flagging every single propaganda tweet that comes out from the Chinese government. Or every single propaganda tweet that comes out from these shills.
Shills.
Shills, yeah. We don't do that. Okay, so it's one-sided. They have resources to try and censor us on Western social media, which pisses me off.
Yep.
But I just wanted to show you this absolutely ridiculous example of how this works sometimes.
Sure.
Anyway, so be careful, guys. If you tell someone to go jump in a lake on Twitter, you're promoting self-harm and suicide.
Sounds like a nice invitation.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hot day, like today.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of shills.
What does this shill do?
We've got a China state-affiliated media guy over here. All right, he works for Shanghai Daily.
Okay.
And he's one of those guys that defends China no matter what the circumstances are, right?
Sure.
And again, lives in a bubble and is not connected to reality.
Sure.
So he releases a tweet that says, debunk. There have been a few Western media reports claiming China's COVID situation is dire, with fever clinics overflowing and people dying left and right. Let's go take a look together. Please retweet. So he made a video about driving down to his local Shanghai, something like a clinic, okay, wherever he was. I didn't watch the video, to be fair. But that's the gist of it, is he goes down, it's like, look, there's no one here. 24 hours later, a day or so later, this is his tweet. District and city-level hospital fever clinics are facing sustained pressure amid a surge in the number of patients in Shanghai and a shortage of medical staff, many of whom have themselves been sick by COVID-19. Their advice, stay at home or in your community. So just wanted to show you, once again, the truth doesn't matter in China.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is the narrative from the government.
Yeah.
So the narrative of the government is everything's fine, no one's dying, we don't have a problem with fever clinics or anything like that. It's just evil Western media bias. Get this clown goes out there and he's like, oh, look, see, debunking it. But the next day then he's like, oh, actually,
He doesn't say I was wrong.
No.
No.
That's the thing, because the narrative hadn't caught up with him yet.
Yeah. That
But
makes
then
sense.
the next day it's like, oh, you know what? Now the government is admitting that there's problems and we need to tell people to stay at home. So then he tweets the truth. The previous day was a lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just another example of how ridiculous it is. You cannot trust Chinese state-affiliated people.
No.
You can't, because
They can't say what they want anyway.
they can't. They just speak out of their ass. They can only say what's acceptable by the Chinese government in that given day,
Yeah.
in that given hour and minute.
That given second.
Now, this is something you hear about in China a lot, by the way. You've crossed the final red line. Or
Yeah.
you're crossing the red line.
Yep.
This is the Chinese government basically whining about somebody doing something they
just
don't
whining.
like.
Yeah.
It's like a, oh yeah, you've crossed the line now, buddy. But then they don't do anything about it. And it's kind of hilarious how often this happens.
Yeah.
You have any stats on that?
Oh, it's just like every day.
I remember reading, like, when it comes to the Taiwan red line. I
Oh,
remember
that's
it's
about
like,
this. Yeah.
Oh, it is about this. I remember like a while ago I read like how many hundreds of times the Chinese
yeah.
government has said that in the last
It's
year.
increased like exponentially since Xi Jinping, though.
Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at your new little thing that you put together here. Here it comes.
Welcome to Crossing the Red Line, where we talk about China warning, erroneously warning the U.S. of something, okay? It doesn't have to be the U.S., it can be really anything. But
Yeah, we'll be throwing this in every once in a while whenever it comes up.
yes. Wang Yi, the guy that looks like a marionette puppet,
Yes.
he said that the United States must stop its old routine of unilateral bullying. Okay, what do you think this is in reference to? Well, it's about Taiwan. Okay, Wang Yi on Friday accused the U.S. of trying to suppress China's development. By the way, so a little chip related thing.
Oh, the chip thing. Yeah.
Washington must pay attention to Beijing's legitimate concerns, he said, and warning the U.S. against trying to challenge China's red lines on Taiwan. Using salami slicing tactics. I mean, I just thought that was too good.
Seriously.
Too good not to include. Accusing the U.S. of salami slicing Taiwan policy.
How?
By selling weapons and stuff.
Okay.
How is that salami slicing when China is actually salami slicing in the South China Sea and India?
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
It's everything they do, they accuse other places of, they always do themselves.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what salami slicing is, it's like it sounds, right? It's like a little sliver at a time. So what'll happen, for instance, on the border of India is the Chinese troops will move like a wall, or they'll put up a Chinese flag like about a meter into the territory of India and say, oh, that was always our territory.
It was part of the ancient map.
It's like, no, you've got it wrong. Like, that is actually our territory. And then they'll put troops there and they'll set up a base. India will be like, what the hell? That was our territory. And then when, I don't know, the Indian guys are asleep, they'll move it another, like, couple of inches. And they keep doing that. Same within the South China Sea. They're like, oh, yeah, that was actually always ours. And they keep moving the 9-dash line thing. They put that in there. And oh, this island, actually, that has always belonged to us. That kind of shit.
What are you talking about? It's always been part of
Yeah,
China.
they love doing that salami slicing. So they always accuse other people of doing what they do.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.